and dads from across the United States have surrounded this 400-yard course in this great state of Michigan, and they couldn't ask for better weather or better conditions. Hello, everybody. I'm Leandra Riley, and welcome to Bicycle Motocross. Joining me in the broadcast booth is Dean Bradley. He's the managing editor of BMX Plus. And, Dean, maybe you can tell us a little bit about the competition today. We are going to see only the amateur division, but it is further divided into novice and expert. Would you elaborate?
Well, the expert riders we'll be seeing today are experienced BMX racers, and through training, dedication, and competition have managed to earn enough points, trophies, and overall victories in their particular age categories to transfer them from the beginner and novice ranks in BMX to the sport's most prestigious and overall most competitive level of competition, the expert classes.
We have an expert who is very prestigious in his credentials. In fact, he was competing earlier this day. His name is Brian Barlow, and since he is familiar with the course, we asked him to describe it for us. And in addition to those responsibilities, he will also be doing some interviews for us during the show. Brian?
I'm standing here at the finish line of the most beautiful track in the nation, Waterford BMX Park. It's been around for about 7 years. Let's take a look at what makes it very, very famous. Coming down the starting hill, you'll notice there's a first jump right in the middle of it. You'll go up and over it, carrying this very much speed into the first turn. This is probably one of the most fastest places on the track. Coming out of that, there's a thing called a double jump that you have to jump over going into the second turn. The second turn's elevated about 3 feet to try to test the rider's skills. Coming out of the third turn, there's another jump right before the last straightaway. The last straightaway is where you're going to have to save your power to get on it over the last jump and take it on in to the finish line, taking it on in for the win. Track conditions today are very, very excellent. The water crew keeps putting water on the track, keeps the dust down, keeps the traction very, very excellent. So what we're going to have to do is see who takes it on in for the win later on in the finals. Let me throw it back up to Leandra and Dean.
Thank you, Brian. We are ready for those finals in the 6-year-old expert class. And it somehow doesn't sound right that a 6-year-old could be an expert, but these youngsters are. They are in the starting gate now. In lane 1 is Danny Rosales. He hails from Michigan. In lane 2, riding bicycle number 67 from Michigan also, Tony Dett. In lane 3, bicycle number 11, Jason Donald. He is from California. In lane 4, it is empty. We will move down to lane 5, bicycle number 102, Scott Hammond. He is from Michigan. In lane 7, Travis Younger. He is from California. And in lane 8, Joshua Owens, in the same uniform as Travis. He is from California, riding bicycle number 736.
Well, Leandra, BMX Plus magazine is going to be going with Danny Rosales, while JAG BMX is going to pick Jason Donald. And I think you'll be very surprised how fast these 6 experts are here today.
Those are the picks of the experts, Rosales in lane 1 and Donald in the outside lane. And it looks to me like 736 is out in front. We have a wipeout number 67. Tony Dett is out in front. The little guy in the yellow outfit with the green stripe. Tony Dett is really moving on strong. He has a challenger. It looks to me like it is Travis Younger. But it is still Tony Dett around the second berm coming into the UP-Doos and the berm head on to our announce booth. It is number 67 and 55. So it is Destin Younger. If Destin stay out of trouble over this jump, he can bring it home easy. He'll go over the tabletop, and then it's a downhill flight to the winner's circle, and it looks like Des can do it. Tony Des in the 6-year-old expert division is our winner. Second place, Travis Younger. So our bicycle motocross competition is well underway as you take a look at our winning competition right here in the 6-year-old division. Little Tony Des, his little legs working real hard, getting a trophy that is almost bigger than he is. We'll be back with our other experts. Next event, our 7-year-old expert.
Join the JAG BMX Club. You'll get a $30 value for only $12.50. A membership card, stickers, a JAG BMX racing jersey, and a waterproof wallet, photos of the team, and monthly BMX tips, and the JAG BMX World Championship poster. Be a part of the World Champion BMX Club. Call 1-800-821-7700 or send $12.50 in check or money order to JAG BMX Club, P.O. Box 5028, Thousand Oaks, California, 91360.
When you put on a pair of Jock's Jag shoes from Tom McCann and put them on the pedal, you notice one very important thing. Predator. The new BMX bicycles with lightweight, strong chrome moly mainframes and rugged, race-proven components. When you're riding a Predator, you're on a bike that's nearly ready for competition.
Lawrence, you forgot your lunch!
Even if you're not. The new chrome moly Predators from $174.95, manufacturer's suggested price at your Schwinn dealer.
Earlier, Leandro went down on the field to talk with some of the nation's cutest and fastest little racers.
BMX competition is for youngsters of all ages. Would you believe these kids are veteran riders? There's not a rookie in the bunch. This 5-year-old has been riding since he was 3. And Tim Soul, you have been on the course a couple of times. What's it like? That starting gate looks pretty high to me.
You just go down and you just go down it.
What's the scariest part of the course?
And you're going down and going over a jump.
And what do you do when you're elbow to elbow with a bunch of other little kids who are on bicycles and it's getting very crowded? What do you do to get out of trouble?
We have to pull out in front.
Okay, now all of these kids have had the thrill of competition and sometimes the thrill of victory. Kelly, have you ever won a trophy? If so, where and how many?
I won about 20 in California.
20 trophies in California, and now she's in Michigan. So you're not only getting the thrill of competition, but you're also getting a chance to see the country. BMX bicycle motocross. These youngsters love it, and so do their families.
Okay, here we're going to go into the 7 expert race where we're going to get a chance to watch some of the kids that Leandro got to talk to earlier.
7-year-old experts, and those kids were a lot of fun. We're ready for our lane assignments. In lane 2, Brett Adude from California. In lane 3, from Ohio, Andrew Vondering. In lane 3, on bicycle number 1, Gary DeBacher. He is from Michigan. In lane 5, from Nebraska, Roger Moore. He is in the dark helmet. And in lane 6, we have David Gill from Oklahoma. And in lane 7, our final competitor in this event, Sean Alstott. He is from Iowa.
Well, I think we're going to see some very exciting racing here in the 7 expert class. These kids have had a couple years experience, and as they mentioned earlier, quite a few of them have got a real large collection of trophies. And let's take a look.
And they are out of the gate. We have 2 number 1 surging for the lead, DeBacher and Moore. DeBacher and Moore could be either one of them. Looks like it's DeBacher now who has established himself as the leader.
No,
it is Moore. It is Roger Moore who is out in front, but he's still being challenged by the other number 1 bicycle, Gary DeBacher. Roger Moore from Nebraska taking the lead after the second turn. And now going over the U-shooters on the last bump. It is still Roger Moore, but he has got a rival right on his back tire. He's going to have to take it on the tabletop. It could be Moore. It could be DeBacher. Either way. Looks to me like it's going to be Moore. It is Roger Moore winning in the 7-year-old expert division. What a race, wire to wire.
Very, very exciting racing. Moore rode just a flawless race, and DeBacher, a very tough competitor, and these two have quite a rivalry going these days.
And they also received a couple of big-sized trophies, too. I don't know how they can ride a bike and handle that hardware.
Gee, bigger than the kids. Need some help from Mom and Dad to take that one home.
It almost looks like a jousting match when they ride with the bicycles and the trophies in their hand. Let's take another look at this race.
Okay, we see
7-year-old
the
experts.
replay. We can see the second-place rider having some problems with those triple jumps going into the second corner. Roger Moore clearly out in front, followed by Brett Adude, who's just passed a couple riders, and now he's in second place. Now watch DeBacher on this next corner. He's going to sneak right inside, push Brett out just a little bit, and he makes the pass there. It was a good crash, and then Brett Adude has some problems and goes down there in the third corner, and you can see Moore has a good lead and takes it home. And a little bit of challenge there from DeBacher, but looks like Moore still has about a wheel length on him, and he takes it all the way to the finish. And good race, great race.
Okay, we did have a good race. Once again, Roger Moore, our 7-year-old expert, the winner in this BMX 7-year-old division. We'll be back with the 8-year-olds plus the other issues. Don't go away. Some scores, highlights, and interviews you're not going to want to miss. Sports Center, it is on every night on ESPN, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. on the West Coast. Sports Center is the place to get everything you want to know about sports right here on your Total Sports Network, ESPN. And speaking of total sports, this bicycle motocross event that we are at, Dean Bradley here in Michigan, is a beautiful, beautiful course that they are lined up on. We are ready for our 8-year-old expert competitors. And as you can see, this little pond in the middle here has ducks, and it has tadpoles. So a lot of thought went into this course. As I said, 8-year-old experts, our competitors are in the gate. In lane 1 from Arizona, Scott Welding. In lane 2 from California, Tori Bailey. There is no competitor in lane number 3. We will move to lane 4, where Brad Moore on bicycle number 1 from Washington will be competing. Moving down to lane 5 from California, Colby Brown. In lane 6 from Utah, riding bicycle number 1, Mike Thomas. In lane 7 from California, Ryan Fain. And in lane number 8, riding bicycle number 1, Brian Colgrove. He is from Michigan.
Leandro, BMX Plus magazine is going to be picking Brad Moore to win, and JAG BMX is going to go with Brian Colgrove in that number 8 outside position. Let's take a look.
Brian Moore dressed in white with red stars, or white stars and red sleeves in the middle of your picture. As you said, Colgrove is on the outside. Right now, our early leader is Brad Moore. He is moving to a deciding position into that first berm. He is out in front by more than a bicycle going through that double jump, the camera bump that some of the riders have been calling it. The second berm, it is still Brad Moore out in front. He's got the UCDs and the second or third berm, rather, to go through. It is still Brad Moore by more than a bicycle length. There's a jump. He takes it easily. Still no challengers. He approaches the tabletop. It is Brad Moore out in front by more than a length ahead of the nearest challengers. Brad Moore runs away with it, or I should say rides away with it into the sunset in the 8-year-old expert division.
That was a great race. And, Moore has really proven himself to be quite a racer at such a young age. And I can't believe these kids. Very, very talented at such a young age.
He is very talented. He almost looks disbelieving in his performance here at the finish line. Brad Moore. Let's see if we can take another look at the start here.
Okay, as the gate drops, you see number 1 in the middle of your screen in the red, white, and blue. Gets out to an early lead ahead of his JMC rival. There is another number 1 in second position. And you can see as they go over the triple jumps, not having too much problems. They go into the second corner, and there he goes. Pretty much got the lead in the bag. And the JMC teammate, her rival, Mike Thomas, again following him around the course. And good race, good race. The pack is real tight all the way along the track. And let me add that this track has been very, very fair. They have a lot of tight races right down to that finish line, as you can see.
Brad Moore riding a very strategic battle, taking it by a length and a half over the rest of the pack. A nice performance in the 8-year-old expert competition. This is part of a county park district setup. While you are looking at the BMX course, which is approximately 400 yards in length, the rest of this complex has a wave pool, water slides, and it really attracts the people of this community. And I believe that we really have to credit the assistant director of the park, John Tripke, the county park district assistant director, for really taking an active hand in BMX here in the county of Oakland in Michigan.
Leander, this is a beautiful, this Waterford Oaks BMX track. It's an outstanding example of a county's commitment and sincere involvement with sports such as BMX bicycling. And as you said, the Oaks is a full-facility BMX park and recreational area, and it's centered around one of the nation's finest and most challenging courses.
This course is 7 years old and modified every year, and now we are ready for our 9-year-old expert division in this JAG BMX event. In lane 1 from Arizona, Justin Root. In lane 2 on bicycle number 10, Troy Watson of Michigan. In lane number 3, riding bicycle number 2, Jeff Schofield of California. In lane 4, riding bicycle number 5, J.D. Finney of Arizona. In lane number 5, riding bicycle number 157, Garrett Ringwelski of Michigan. In lane 6, Joey Burke of New Jersey. In lane 7, Andrew Soule of Michigan. And in lane number 8, riding bicycle number 29, is Todd Burdick.
Keep an eye on this race. BMX Plus is going to be picking Andrew Soule, while JAG BMX is Josh Schofield.
This event is pretty safe, but occasionally you can see the kids do wipe out. For the most part, they ride happily into the sunset, but in some instances they get sticking up. This kid had a little bit of problem, but now he's riding to finish the race. So you hear an applause. Everybody likes to see the youngsters get back up and finish the course. And he's going to try to cross that finish line because it is worth a point to him. He doesn't get anything if he simply quits or cannot. And as you can see, we have started our race right now, surging to the front. It's between bicycles number 1 and bicycles number 2. That's Ruth and Schofield. Ruth and Schofield out in front. It looks to me like Justin Ruth in the yellow shirt has taken our lead.
No, actually, that's Josh Schofield.
That's Schofield. Ruth is second. Okay, so we have Schofield out in front. Schofield and Ruth. So we have a still that'll wipe out competitors 3 and 4. And Ruth and Schofield battling. Schofield out in front.
Schofield, and that is Andrew Stoll in second place. He's sponsored by Huffy, and you can see he's making a real good race. Oh, he almost goes down at that finish line.
So they snuck a start on us while that other fellow was finishing up, but it was our winner in this 9-year-old expert competition, Jeff Schofield of California, winning in the 9-year-old expert division. So Jeff Schofield, here's some congratulations from friends and family. He will get his trophy momentarily, and we will stick around to see who gets the 10-year-old expert trophy right after this. As you can see, we have cooperating weather for our 10-year-old expert competition in this BMX event. In lane 1 in this full heat is Jeff Moten of Arizona. In lane 2 from the state of California, Robert Swick. Riding in lane 3 from Michigan, Mark Franklin on bicycle number 168. In lane 4 from Maryland, Chris Willett. He's on bicycle number 111. From Arizona on bicycle number 1, Jason Wharton. In lane 6 from California, also on bicycle number 1, Kevin Keller. In lane 7 on bicycle number 2, Scott Wallet of Ohio. And in lane 8 from California, Sam Alarano.
Well, Leandra, I'm going to have to go with Jeff Moten. He's got that inside position, and he's an excellent rider from Arizona. And I think JAG BMX is going to go with Jason Wharton. He's last year's ABA National number 1.
So bicycle number 1 and bicycle number 2. We look at the starting light in the upper left-hand portion of your screen, and that signals just like a drag strip when they should start. And the gate drops, and they're out, and it looks to me like bicycles number 2, both of them and number 1 are searching for the lead. It is number 2, Jeff Moten right now, is making a move to the inside. We have Jason Wharton, who's the closest challenger. He's in the black and gray outfit, but right now it is Moten still out in front. Ahead of Jason Wharton, it is still Moten going into the second jump, going to the last turn in the tabletop, and Jeff Moten is riding away with it. It looks like you picked a winner here, Dean Bradley. Jeff Moten has it easily over Jason Wharton in the 10-year-old expert competition.
That was a good race by Moten, and it really didn't surprise me. That inside gate position seems to be the great position to have today. Okay, let's take a closer look at the start on that very exciting 10 expert race. Okay, now watch the inside gate position. You can see Moten gets a good jump out of there, and he does have that inside corner position, so he just, a couple riders get squeezed off there. He's got the inside slot, and he pulls what is called a hole shot. He gets that first place start, and he's away to an eventual victory.
And while we are waiting for our next event, let me tell you about some other things that are coming up on ESPN. One of them being a sports forum with Len Berman. You can get the inside scoop on the latest in the sporting world when Len Berman is your host twice weekly. He'll have a different panel of sports experts together to analyze, comment, and speculate on sports. You can catch Len Berman with these sports authorities each Wednesday and Thursday for a half hour of sports give and take right here on ESPN. And it's nice that we have a network like ESPN to give us that interchange among the experts where we can hear their discussions about what's going on in sports. Now, we are looking at some of the scenery here at this particular track. And believe me, there are frogs and other little creatures in this little pond. Some of the people here, though, are not here just for the fun of it. They are here in what I call a professional sense. They are sponsored. And these are the people you are looking at right now. They are sponsored by Win, JAG, BMX, and all of the other bicycle part manufacturers. And they supply them with parts. So should a chain break, well, the part's right here. But conversely, these people are not, right, Dean?
Yeah, even though we're televising the experts racing here today, there are an abundance of beginners and novices, and they're typically sponsored by mom and dad, and they load it all up in the trunk of the car on the weekend and head out to the track with high hopes of qualifying for that name, trophying, and eventually landing a sponsorship like many of the experts have already that we see today.
And we are back to racing, and we are ready now for the 11-year-old division. And once again, we have a full heat of competitors waiting for us now in the starting gate. In lane 1 from Michigan, Kevin Collins. Riding next to him in lane 2, also from Michigan, is Troy Roth. In lane 3, from a different state, the state of Nebraska, is Paul Preston. In lane 4, from as far away as Oklahoma, is Leon Williams. In lane 5, from the state of Wisconsin, Chad Rawls. In lane 6, Brad Francisco, but he's from Washington. In lane 7, from Texas, Eddie Sigmund. And in lane 8, also from Texas, bicycle number 4, Monty Gray.
It's a real strong field. You can see there's 3 number 1 riders. We have a number 2 and a number 3. These guys are all top riders in the nation. I'm going to go with Eddie Sigmund. He's an excellent rider, and he is starting from that number 7 starting position, but I think he can pull it off. And JAG BMX is going to pick Leon Williams.
All right, let's see who surges for the lead as we go into this first jump, and we have a wipeout with 2 people out. We have 2 number 1s battling it forward. Looks to me like it might be Kevin Collins who's out in front. We'll have to wait and see. And we have still quite a race going on to go into this first jump. It is number 1 who is out in front. Is it Collins or is it Sigmund? It is Williams. It is Williams who is out in front. Leon Williams who has the lead. Williams and Gray doing battle right here as we go into the tabletop. It is Williams out in front by 3 bicycle lengths, coasting again to an easy victory, just like the last day's crew. An easy victory this time for Leon Williams from Oklahoma in the 11-year-old expert division. Pulling up next to him is Brad Francisco, congratulating him. Sportsmanship abounds in bicycle motocross. We'll be back with the 12-year-old as well as the other age groups. Don't go away from ESPN. Involved in this Great Lakes National Competition, and we have a crowd on hand of over 6,000. And probably one of the nicest features about BMX is that admission is absolutely free. So it always attracts the crowd with campers and food and tents, so everybody can make an all-day and pleasurable affair out of watching the competition. This particular course is a wired fence around the track to keep the crowd away from the competitors. And speaking of competition, we're ready now for our 12-year-old expert class. The bicyclists are in the gate, and in lane 1 from Ohio is Mark Hardy. In lane 2 from Michigan is Rod Eagle. In lane 3, also from Michigan, Frank Belcher. In lane 4 from Texas, Steve Veltman. Bart Childers is in lane number 5. He also hails from Michigan. In lane 6 from the state of California, Mike Horton. While in lane 7, also from California, we have Craig Bark. And our final competitor in this event is Digger Carlson. He is from Arizona.
Keep an eye on little Stevie Veltman. He's right there in the center, number 1 rider. And I think JAG BMX is going to go with Craig Bark. He's on the outside. Keep an eye on Bark.
Let's see who's making the lead to the front. Looks like it's Craig Bark who's out in front. He's in the yellow shirt and the blue pants, and it is Bark by 3 or 4 lengths over the next competitor. From Diamondback, I believe. We have a Diamondback rider who's way back in the pack. He took a wipe off, but it's still number 11, Craig Bark, who is out in front being challenged by Steve Veltman. It is Bark and Veltman riding for the finish. Bark has it. He can handle the tabletop, which I have every confidence that he can do, and he did. It is Craig Bark from California, Steve Veltman finishing second. And our winner, again, number 11, Craig Bark in the 12-year-old expert competition. A fine race, handled the traffic very well, and even handled the pressure from Veltman very well.
Yeah, that was quite an upset by Bark. You can see him come from that outside position, which is a real difficult position to come and get a good start from. You can see they have some problems there in the first corner. A couple riders go down, and the rest of the pack steers clear, and you can see Williams moves into that second, or Veltman moves into that second position and follows Bark around the track. And it looks like Veltman could give him a little bit of a challenge there through the lower loop of the track, but again, Bark rides pretty confidently through those corners, and there's no problem.
So Craig Bark is about to share with our Brian Barlow his strategy for this victory in the 12-year-old expert division. Brian?
Okay, we're down here at the finish line with Craig Bark, the winner of the 12-year-old expert class. Craig, you had an outside position on the gate. What did you think when you were coming down the first straightaway?
Well, I thought that if I could get the horse on, I could win. If I can keep them outside me, and then all I had to do is shut the door. And then once I had the horse on, I knew I could get it.
All right, there you go. A few interesting words from Craig Bark, the winner of the 12-year-old expert class. Congratulations, Craig. Back up to Leandra and Dean.
Craig Barth certainly shut the door on that race. He had it all the way, especially after the wipeout. So while the crowd waits, our 13-year-old experts are going to be moving into the starting block, ready for a start of the race. Dean, in this particular course, as we've gone through several courses on the BMX circuit, what is the most important of this particular race? Is it the start, or is it starting early, like this youngster here?
Yeah, that youngster is starting real early, and that's a good way to do it. I'll tell you, by the time they reach age 10, they're seasoned veterans. And, I don't know if that one's racing. I don't know what class he's running. I don't think they have 3 and under.
I think it's the diaper division. Yeah. How is this course? What is the most important part?
Well, the most important part on this particular track is the start in first corner. It's a real fast start and rather tricky first corner. You can see it's banked rather steeply in the first corner. And we've had some riders having some problems through there. Again, the speeds are up, and you've got to be real careful through that first corner.
And we have some 13-year-old experts who are getting ready to handle that first corner. They are in the starting block in lane number 1 from the state of California, Doug Davis. In lane number 2 from New Jersey, Mike Lynch. In lane number 3 from Maryland, Greg Rayford. In lane 4 from Michigan, Ed Bauer. In lane number 5, John Moore. He's from Michigan. In lane 6, Carl Butler. He is from the state of California. In lane 7, from Texas, number 5, Brock Brew. And in the outside lane for this 13-year-old expert division is John Troy. He is from the state of Virginia, riding bicycle number 12.
The riders to keep an eye on are the 2 riders on the inside. BMX Plus is going with Doug Davis on the far inside. JAG BMX prefers to go with Mike Lynch in the number 2 position.
So the inside lanes are the ones to watch. Davis is in the black shouldered outfit from Diamondback, and he's taking the lead in bicycle number 17. And it is still our Diamondback rider, Doug Davis, who's out front, but he's switching the outside. He may lose it here on this road. He manages to shut out the crowd, and now he's leading, gaining on the lead that he already has. We do have one rider down. It is still Doug Davis who's out in front, and Lynch who is second. Lynch is going to have to make a move on the tabletop, pedal all the way through to finish if he has any hope of catching him. It's close. But no, it is Doug Davis from gate to gate who wins in the 13-year-old expert division.
Great race by Doug Davis. Doug is a very popular member of that Diamondback team, and he's had tremendous success to the national circuit over the last couple of years. Let's take a closer look at this finish. You can see out of that last corner, they stand up and sprint as hard as they can. You can see Lynch is trying to make his move on the outside, but just can't seem to do it. And great race by the Diamondback rider, Doug Davis.
Brian Barlow is standing by with Doug Davis. Let's hear his comments.
Okay, we're here with Doug Davis at the finish line, winner of the 13-year-old expert class. Doug, you had it all the way down the whole track. Lynch was gaining on you a little bit at the finish line. What did you think down the last straightaway and over the last jump?
Well, I had to keep my concentration, trying to not look at him. And tell how hard it's on the line.
All right, you heard it from Doug Davis. A little exhausted, but he's a very happy winner of the 13-year-old expert class. Back up to Leandra and Dean.
What's that saying? Don't look over your shoulder. Something might be gaining on you. He didn't, and he won. So let's go to commercial break, and we'll be back with our 14-year-old expert in his BMX competition, where the bicycles are staying the same size, but the bicycle riders are getting bigger and stronger. We are now up to the 14-year-old expert class, and these kids are going through this 400-yard course in less than 30 seconds. So we're going to see some real stiff competition as these youngsters get older. In lane 1 from the state of California, Corey Neal. In lane 2 from the state of Michigan, a hometown favorite, John Tomac. In lane 3 from the state of Michigan, Mike Phelps. Hi, Mom. In lane 4, also from Michigan, Tim Trombley. Looks like the state of Michigan dominates in the 14-year-old division. In lane 5 from the state of Wisconsin, Jason White. In lane number 6 from the state of Arizona, Brent Johnson. In lane 7 from Maryland, Billy Locke. And in lane 8 from the state of California, Chris Torres.
BMX Plus magazine is going to pick Mike Phelps. He's local, got a good gate position, while JAG BMX is going to go with Corey Neal. He's from California on that far inside.
Okay, Phelps has red sleeves if you're trying to locate him in that starting block. He has red sleeves and in lane number 3. And Corey Neal, of course, is on the inside. Most of these people riding right now are not sponsored for their uniforms, or not bearing the insignia of a particular team, just the patches that the NASCAR drivers use. If they cross the finish line and win with that patch on, they get more equipment from that manufacturer. Bicycle number 15 is out in front, it looks to me, and that could be Tomac who's out in front. We'll have to wait and see. We've got a real contestant here in the wipeout. So that means our bicycle number 15 is out in front. It is Corey Neal who has the lead from a wipeout, but he's being challenged on the inside there. Let's see if Neal can hang on to it. It looks to me like it is still Corey Neal all the way here after that wipeout took away the rest of the competition, slowed everybody down. Corey Neal taking it easily after the wipeout in berm number 2. And the youngster who wiped out in that first turn, or second turn I should say, is fine. He's getting back on his bicycle and going to finish the course. Corey Neal is who you're looking at now. He is our winner. Let's take another look. Maybe we can catch that wipeout.
Yeah, you can see the number 4 rider, Chris Torres, comes right from the outside and has a pretty good start. But you run into some problems there going into the second corner. A couple riders go down and go to the far inside and bog a little bit coming out of that second turn. You can see Neal has a good lead out of there. He's being challenged by Phelps. And going through that third corner, it looks just a bit like just about Phelps, just about got him, but not quite. And takes it all the way home, and you can see at the finish there's a little bit of dicing going on, and good finish, good strong finish.
Finish line with a very excited winner, Corey Neal with a 14-year-old expert class. Corey, it looked like going into the first turn, it was a little tight. What did you think about coming out of the first turn down the second straightaway?
Well, I knew that if I didn't go as fast as I could, I would get past. And the guy was on the outside, so I knew I had to get in front of him, so I went for him.
Okay, you wanted to get inside for the second turn, right?
Inside was the best place, because the outside's kind of slippery.
All right, there you have it. The winner of the 14-year-old expert class, Corey Neal. That's it from the finish line. Back up to Leandra and Dean.
Chris Torres, the youngster who wiped out in that second turn, is fine. He has finished the race. And I guess the person to stay away from was Torres, and he happened to be on the outside. And now we're taking a look at something that we mentioned to you in the beginning of our show. The track is hosed down. This is clay. This track used to be a gravel pit. They laid clay on top of it. And as the nature of clay, it will blow away if you don't keep it moist and earthbound. So that is what this man does. He makes sure that there aren't too many dry, dusty spots for a variety of reasons.
Leandra, I think you'll find this track is probably one of the best prepared in the nation. These people have just about manicured this track all weekend long, prepping it and keeping it in perfect condition for racing. And that's why I think we're having such exciting and evenly matched racing. This track is one of the finest.
Well, the interesting thing is the appointments that they have. There are flowers, there are stones. They even have white lines along the outside there that you can see from this camera's perspective. All of this just for the aesthetic value, in addition to the attention they pay on the racing value. And we are ready now for our 15-year-old expert class. And here's where competition still increases its intensity. These people are still riding the 20-inch BMX bicycle. We are not showing any of the 24-inch Pro Cruiser division, strictly the 20-inch wheelbase. So these are big people on small bikes. This is Bill Brezink from Utah riding in lane number 1. In lane 2 from the state of California, Kelly McDougall.
Kelly is a top rider in the nation. He is definitely the man to watch in this race.
In lane number 3, Kenny Young from the state of Michigan.
Ken Young is a good hometown favorite. He's got a good gate position. Keep an eye on him.
In lane 4, riding bicycle number 93, Sean Carmody. In lane 5, riding bicycle number 13 from the state of Michigan, Todd Goshen. In lane number 6, riding bicycle number 3, Dean Meade. In lane number 7, riding bicycle number 6 from the state of Wisconsin, Scott Campbell.
Okay, I think as I said earlier, I'm going to have to go with Kelly McDougall, and JAG BMX is going to pick their rider, Bill Brezink.
And in lane 8, from California, Richie Anderson.
Nicknamed the Avalanche. He is the outside chance. He doesn't have a very good gate position, but let's keep an eye on him.
McDougall and Brezink, you say, are the ones to watch. Those are selections. McDougall in lane 2, Brezink in lane 1, the 2 inside riders in white and yellow, respectively. We're waiting for the tape to drop, and it did. And we have racing, folks, and it looks like bicycle number 3 is out in front. That's Dean Meade. He's our early leader going into that first berm. And we have 2 bicyclists out, and somebody rode over the other one. What a wipeout. We have 2 more down. And the second berm is still number 3, Dean Meade, who has the lead, and he is being challenged now by a rider named Richie Richie on the seat of the stand. They're making fight. Richie Anderson, the Avalanche, is in second. So we have Neve and Anderson. Neve and Anderson, 1 and 2 in the 15-year-old expert with some tremendous wipeouts, but I'm happy to say that everybody got up. They are now in the process of finishing the race. So we have no casualties in this 15-year-old expert division, but one happy winner, Dean Neve, the long shot.
Unbelievable. What an upset by Neve, and I think that's due to some good strong riding, but there was quite a few of the top riders and favorites that went down in the first corner as well as that second corner. Neve, again, going on to win it.
And one trophy holding Dean Neve is standing by with our Brian Barlow, who I believe is going to ask him some pointed questions.
All right, I'm standing with Dean Neve, the winner of the 15-year-old expert class. Mighty big smile on his face. He took it on in for the win. Dean, what did it feel like to have Richie Anderson? He's been a national #1 rider for a couple of years. What did it feel like to have him on your tail?
I don't know, I wasn't really watching behind me. Just saw just another race, just person back there, just trying to front of me.
All right, Dean Neve. Okay, we're going to have a replay. Here's Dean. Why don't you tell us what you thought about the race?
All right, out of the gate good, quick. I just didn't get over the first jump right. Held a good line through the turn. And tried to get going as fast as I could. So I could keep ahead of whoever's behind me. Tried to stay low on the turn. No way to get under me, and then just took off as I could. Trying to stay ahead. And just keep a good, pretty low line in the third turn. And just start flying until I get a couple.
Okay, here we are. We heard a few good words from Dean Neve, the winner of the 15-year-old expert class. Back to Leandra and Dean.
Thank you very much, Brian Barlow, Leander Riley, and Dean Bradley here in Waterford, Michigan with bicycle motocross. We still have more competition. The crowd's staying around, so why don't you? We have more BMX still to come. And these are the age groups that I truly feel are experts. These are the people that have been on these courses for many, many years, know their machines, and know the track, and know this United States. They cover this country coast to coast, just competing in BMX competition. Some of these competitors will go in 125-plus events just to stay in the point state. In lane 1 of the 16-year-old expert division, number 169 from Michigan, Chris Johnston.
Chris has an excellent gate position. He knows this track very well, and I think we should keep an eye on him.
In lane number 2 on bicycle number 3 from Oregon, Daryl Young.
Daryl is nicknamed Mr. Smooth. He's an incredibly smooth rider and very graceful out there on the track.
In lane number 3 from Washington, bicycle number 5, Gary Ellis.
Gary is considerably bigger than the other riders. He's very strong. He's what they call a power rider. He could get a very good start, and if he gets a good start, he could be very difficult to catch today.
In lane number 6, right here from Michigan, Mike Schallnerd.
Again, Schallnerd is another one of the locals here at this track, and got to watch for it, definitely.
He'll have the crowd behind him. In lane number 5 from California, Charlie Williams on bicycle number 5.
Yeah, Charlie Williams has been having an incredible year. He's a very talented rider, and just got picked up by a new sponsor, and I think he's very excited about that, and got to watch today.
In lane number 6, another bicyclist who has a home track advantage, Richard Merlo.
Yeah, Richard's been looking real good this weekend. He does have the home track advantage, and he is a good guy to keep an eye on.
In lane number 7 from the state of Missouri, a very popular name in BMX, Paul Gostrow.
Yeah, Paul is definitely the pick by JAG BMX to win this race. He's coming from that far outside or number 7 gate position, but he's a very strong rider. He could get a good start and win it.
And speaking of that far outside gate position, the man in the outside lane is Rich Farside in lane number 8.
Yeah, Rich is a very strong rider, but that number 8 gate position is going to be real difficult to come out of and get the good full shot out of.
Most of these bicyclists elected to use a face mask to keep the dust out of their lungs, and eye goggles to protect their eyes. Not mandatory pieces of equipment, but certainly required if you want to have an edge in safety. We're ready now for our start. And the gate is dropped, and it is a dead heat going into this first bump. And looks to me like bicycle number 5. Gary Ellis is out in front going into the first hit, but now there's Gostrow out of the berm. Jumping the camel bump, no problem there. He goes to the second berm, has to put a set down, and that killed him. Number 5, Gary Ellis takes advantage of it. Gary Ellis taking the lead. Gostrow having to close on the second berm. And it is Gostrow and Ellis, but Ellis is in front by 2 bicycle lengths going over the tabletop. It is Ellis by 3 lengths. It looks to me like Gostrow's going to finish third with the rider from Diamondback, Rich Farside, coming in to take second place. What a finish we had in the 16-year-old expert division. Gospel had it. What happened?
What a finish and what a move by Gary Ellis in that second corner. Let's take another look at this. That was sensational. You can see out of the gate, these guys are all real strong and very closely matched. Over the first jump, we're going to have a couple casualties there going into the infield, and you can see Gosseraw jumps into the lead, but he's closely pursued by Ellis on the inside and the Diamondback rider far side on the outside. Now watch Ellis as he goes into the second corner. It's going to be a great move. He just puts his front wheel right inside there. It's clean, hits one of the foam barriers, but makes it by without bumping into Gosseraw, and he goes into that lower loop, doesn't seem to have any problems. And what a move. I mean, that's what BMX racing's all about. Now, you can see when he comes out of the second corner, he starts to slip. You can see that power that Ellis can put out. Very strong rider and a great race.
What a finish here, too, for second and third place. 1, 2, and 3. And there is our happy champion with Brian Barlow.
All right, I'm here with Gary Ellis at the finish line, winner of the 16-year-old expert class. Gary, give me a brief rundown. What did you think about the race? You were in second down the second straightaway. What was your thoughts going into the second turn?
For the second turn, I already had the inside position, so it's, it's either you go outside or inside to pass somebody, really. So I seen the inside. There's, just enough room, so I took it. And then from there on, just pumped out of it.
Okay, it looks like it was a good move. It turned out real well for you. Very happy Gary Ellis down here at the finish line. Very, very happy. Big smile on his face. Take it on in. We're down, finished from the finish line. Let's take it on up to Leandra and Jean.
Gary Ellis, judging by the windiness of his answers, had to work pretty hard to upset Gosseraw in that 16-year-old expert competition. And you can see some of those opponents I spoke of earlier. These are the flowers, the marigolds, and some of the stonework that appoints this course. And while we are waiting for our next event, let me remind you that Canadian football can be seen right here on ESPN. Weekly, you can watch it right here on your Total Sports Network, right through and including the 1982 Great Cup Championship game. So be sure to catch that, the CFL competition, right here on ESPN, your Total Sports Network. And here you get a nice view of the course and the crowd. Remember I said 1,700 competitors, and they move in such a fashion throughout the day. You compete in one moto, a second moto, a third moto, then you try for the semis, and then what you are seeing right now, the finals, the championship. From here, if you should win, you try to move on to a world championship. We call these the Great Lakes National. There are other nationals that we have. And Oakland Park, with all of its beautiful appointments here, and not just its BMX portion, but on all of the other areas that are around this Parks and Recreation community, should really be commended for having I'd have to say, a league-leading system here with all of the facilities that they have for the public here in Michigan. And now we are ready for our next event, which happens to be the 17-year-old expert competition. Our bicyclists are in the gate. Take a look at this hot stop.
All these riders are in the gate, and they're looking forward to and working hard toward the World Championships. And go ahead, why don't you go through the gate positions here, Leandra?
Okay, Nelson Kennedy from Florida is in lane 1. Remember, he traveled from Florida all the way up to Michigan to compete in this event. Also from Florida on bicycle number 55, Tim Judge. He'll be in lane number 2. In lane 3, Dave Marietti. He came all the way from the state of California to compete in this event. In lane 4, a home track favorite, Tom Derrick from Michigan on bicycle number 1075. In lane number 5 on bicycle number 12 from the state of Nevada, Tracer Finn. In lane 6 from the home state of Michigan, Mike Jolly. I'm sorry, that is the state of Missouri. That's somebody's home state, it is. In lane 7 from the state of California, Eddie Ting. And in lane 8 from the state of Wisconsin, in the outside, is Marty Enoch.
BMX Plus Magazine's going to go with Tim Judge. He's got that number 2 gate position, while JAG BMX prefers to go with Nelson Kennedy. And Nelson is in that number 1 position, extremely strong, and let's watch him out of the gate.
Kennedy has the orange pants on as you look at the starting gate on the right-hand side of your screen. Bicycle number 52 holding at the gate, and now they're off. Looks like number 12 had a rough start there. They'll trace us in, and now we're trotting for the start. Number 2 Diamondback rider looks like he had a little trouble, and we're over our our first camel bump. Absolutely no trouble there. We round the first corner. It is the one you said to Waterford. Nelson Kennedy by about 3 bicycle lengths over bicycle number 9, which is Eddie King. So it is Kennedy and King. Kennedy and King doing battle for first and second. Kennedy has it by about 4 lengths. And Eddie King finishes second in the 17-year-old expert competition.
These guys are just amazing. You can see that none of the riders went down. They were all bumping and very, very close all the way from start to finish. And that just tells you that the 17 experts are the oldest age group that is going to be an expert, and from here they go to pro.
Number 12, Tracer Finn, had a real rough start, and you can see it virtually eliminates him from the rest of the race. He's now in the back of the pack. But here's where Nelson Kennedy really makes his move.
Yeah, Kennedy has that inside start position and just squeaks by on the inside, followed by Timmy Judge there on the inside and Eddie King. Now watch Eddie King. I'll pull into second here. And then Tim Judge is going to pass him right back there. Very, very tight racing. And you can see Nelson's just out there in front all by himself, and he doesn't seem to have too many problems. He's definitely the strongest rider in the field, and watch him sprint down to the finish. He's a great rider.
Eddie King is standing by now with our Brian Barlow, and I think he had a chance to enjoy that replay and see his victory again.
Yes, I'm standing here with Nelson Kennedy. Big smile on his face. He took it on in for the 17 and over expert win. Nelson, you got an excellent start. What do you think about when you're sitting on the gate?
Just got to win. Didn't like the camera in front of us, but I wanted to win.
All right. Little disappointed in the camera, but he's going to be proud to see himself on TV, that's for sure, taking it on in to win the 17 and over expert class. You've heard it from Nelson Kennedy, winner of the 17 and over expert class. Back to Leandra and Dean.
Well, Nelson Kennedy, I guess we're even. You don't like my cameras, and I called you Eddie King. So, well, the crowd is still sticking around to make sure all of the awards are presented to their favorite BMXers. We are here in Waterford, Michigan, and we'll be back to wrap up all the action here in this Great Lakes Nationals competition. Toughest races here at these Great Lakes Nationals. Hello, everybody. Once again, I'm Leandra Riley, and with me is Dean Bradley. Dean, some of the highlights of today's competition.
Well, I think we had some great racing from 6 experts all the way up to those 17 experts. Very exciting racing today up in those older age groups from the 14, 15, 16, and 17-year-old age groups.
As a youngster who starts out at the age of 6 or 7, goes through a course like this, what is the toughest part for them to master in a course that is approximately 400 yards long?
Well, it's not necessarily the length. What they have a problem with is riding on these dirt surfaces is very tricky, and even making it around the course is quite an achievement for the younger age groups. And it is a long course, it is a fast one, and I think it's challenging from everybody from the 6 to those 17 experts.
Going up to those older age groups, what is the toughest part that they have to negotiate on this particular course?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, the start is very difficult. First jump, first corner, it's all very tricky, but there's no real super difficult part from the course. It's a tricky course and a challenging course throughout.
We had amateur competition. What will now divide these people that we saw competing today from becoming professional?
Well, again, as I mentioned earlier, the older age groups will be moving up into the pros. Once you get to be 15, 16, 17, you start thinking ahead and possibly considering a career as a pro bicycle motocross racer. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some of these 16 or 17-year-old experts turning pro within the next couple of months.
Alrighty, and professional bicycle motocross can mean an income annually from anywhere from $15,000 to $100,000 a year. Believe me, it's been done. But these were the amateurs, and I'd like to thank Brian Barlow and Dean Bradley for joining me, Leandra Riley, here in Waterford, Michigan, with these Great Lakes BMX Nationals. So long, everybody.